Hi everybody, welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. We're going to start working in my little gnome journal here, so I'd love to have you stick around. If you saw the video prior to this one, where I'm going to start making ephemera and filling in, please go back and watch it because I'm trying to figure out the front cover and I want my viewers to choose. It's going to be between A and B. And so take a look at that and leave your comment because I really do want to get a decision on what I should do with that front cover. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to have you all back. And if you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm going to get started right away. I was looking for two things today, and I don't know if you are like me. I bought a luggage tag punch because I wanted to do a luggage tag punch on the side here and add this little piece of, I love this fabric, and I think it goes so good with these two pages. I cannot find my punch. There's only two places that I keep my punches, and it's not in either spot. So I am baffled. So that's going to be a weekend tear my craft room clean, open up every drawer clean. I've got to find that punch. I have no idea what I did with it. And then the other thing, I don't have any Tim Holtz Christmas ephemera left. I went through my ephemera drawer. I have a huge box, a very large box of all Christmas ephemera in there, which I've pulled some here. I'll show you these that I'm going to use, and I'm going to stick in my cute little pattern bag here. I used to make these really cute little zippered pattern bags, and I keep my ephemera and such in here. And oh my gosh, my girlfriend Lee, who makes my handbags for me, her and I must have had 100 of these vintage sewing jackets, and her and I made almost 100 zippered lined bags when I used to sell on Instagram, and they all sold out. And these were so much fun to make, and we had to heat press them. So it's like a vinyl now. And oh my gosh, I have a few of these that I kept for myself, and I used for the interior lining, I used all of my mom's, all her fabrics that she had kept, and that she made blouses and skirts and stuff, and most of the zippers were my mom's. So we had more fun. We actually went to Maine one year on vacation. We'd still go on vacation together. She brought her sewing machine, and we brought her heat press. And on the really hot days where we didn't want to spend time on the beach, we would make these. I'd cut the material. We'd have a whole line going up, and her husband Doug would actually, because these are very hard, because after these get sewn, they're actually inside out, and then her husband would sit and he would turn these right side out. They'd be inside out, and he would have to turn them right side out. And oh my gosh, his poor fingers were so sore when we got done doing these. So I'm going to be putting my ephemera in my handy dandy little vinyl pouch. And then these are some of the other things that I picked. These are old jukebox tags, and they're all different artists. You're All I Want for Christmas. This is what Al Martino. We got Nancy Wilson, That's What I Want for Xmas. So these are really fun to use. I have a whole bunch of those. And then these I showed you on one of the other. These are these really pretty pine cone ephemera pieces. These are Jolie's Boutique. Those are very old. Those are about 10 years old. And then I found these, Life's Little Occasions. I thought these would be cute in the book, in some little scenes with the gnomes. And then I found my brads, and I can't find brads anymore. Really cute ones. This says Merry Christmas. There's Mrs. Claus, Santa. So I pulled these because I love using these. These are Cartabella. Those again are old. These here are really cute. And I don't know where I got these from. I have no idea. I know I didn't fussy cut these. I don't know if I purchased them. I might have gotten them from someone. These almost look like Tsunami Rose, something she would have, and maybe I bought these from her with one of her pink paper packs. I don't know. But these are already all cut, so I thought these were very pretty. And I might be able to incorporate, isn't that cute? I might be able to incorporate some of these in there. But if these come from the Pink Christmas, I'm going to save these. Look at that. So I found those. I mean, I like Tim Holtz, but it's not the end-all and do-all of my existence if I don't have any. I don't need to run out and buy more. Really want to use what I have. Then I have these. These are K & Company. And these are really pretty to use when you make greeting cards, but I thought maybe I could use some of these. And these are transparent. I'll just show. Some of these are Victorian style, some are regular. But isn't this pretty? So you could actually put something like this on a page because they're all transparent. And I just think these are really pretty. So if I go through these, this one here is beginning to look a lot like Christmas. That would be pretty. Something like this on a plain page. Even though I'm using the gnomes, I do want to make this... I want to color outside of the lines and use some of my other really pretty ephemera because this is going to be my journal, and I'd like to, change it up a little bit. Throw a little retro in there and here and there. Then I found, this is the Paper Studio. So this must be Hobby Lobby, or it's either Michael's. I forget which the Paper Studio is. But these are different sayings, and I thought I could use those. This is just some more of the K & Company. If I find something I like, I will buy a couple, 3 packs of it, because I don't like to run out. And seeing that I do the twins scrapbooking, I've always had to buy 2 of everything, because I make their pages identical. And then I have these cute little pieces that I can make into journaling cards. And then here's some regular paper. And I think I used this on one of the tags, one of the backgrounds, because it showed the Harlequin. I can't find it now. But there's some Christmas paper thrown in here. So I will use those. And that is, this is Creative Memories. This was a Creative Memories pack. So I will use those in some of the ephemera I start to make for the journal. So this one here, I want to decorate this. I want to make a tag for inside here. All right, I want to make a tag. And then I want to add this. I want to tie this off over here. And I want to start having some fun little things hanging off of the side. So what I've pulled so far is this fabric here because I really like this and I think this would be pretty throughout the journal. I just think this is very, very pretty. So I've ripped a few pieces. One is for the tie. Then I have some for on here. Then I cut this cute little gnome down. I've already stitched around him just to save time. And I want to back him, and I want to make a tag using him to go inside here. All right. So I pulled I got to start using my 6x6 papers. So I've pulled this because I want to pick a paper. I think I know which one I'm going to use to put behind this. So I think we'll decorate the page, this page first, and then we'll make the tag second. So I did take some of the ephemera from the Cozy Critter, and I want to add this. I want to add this sweet little deer, this little doe. Isn't she cute? And I grabbed a Noel. This I do have from Tim Holtz. And then I've already ripped and torn a couple little scrap pieces of these here. And then I cut this bell out just in case I might want to use that. So I think what I'm going to do first is get my glue here. I'm going to see if I have another fabric glue. Hold tight. I'm going to just check my glues real quick. Okay, so I have this Aleene's Fabric Fusion. I'm just going to try to use this up. There's not much left in that bottle here. So I think I'll finish that off. I have my 3-in-1 upside down because that's running low. So I hope everybody is doing well. Today, I'll let you know, today is Thursday the 9th. And we woke up, well, actually I woke up at 4:30 this morning it sounded like somebody was pelting stones at my window, and it was freezing rain and sleet. And of course, my husband, he told me the other day, he says, I have a haircut at 8:30. Thursday morning. I'm like, okay. Now, mind you, he's on a crutch. And schools were delayed this morning, and I was hoping that his haircutter, his hairdresser, I was hoping Courtney was calling in because of her daughter, but she said no, she would be there. So I took old Peg Leg to get his haircut this morning, and the roads were fine, but just the idea of him being out on a nasty day today with a crutch made me nervous. And of course he did fine, and I was the one that slipped. I didn't fall, but I slipped. Okay, so I'm going to put that up there. So here we're going to start with, I'm going to glue over here, if you don't mind. I hope I do have enough of this glue in here. Yep. So, Mish, if you're watching this, I know you're up in Halifax. Let me know if you've received any snow or nasty weather yet. It's not a good sign when, you know, it's not even winter yet. Oh, I got to go get a little thing. I'm going to get glue all over my book here. And, you know, we're already getting freezing rain. And there's a channel on YouTube I absolutely love. It's called Cash Jordan. And this guy, he just makes me laugh. He lives in the city, lives in New York. And what he does is he will go and show you different apartments in New York. what they're renting for. He tells, I had to get a little wipe. He tells, you know, what else is going on in the city, and such. And it's so sad because we used to go into the city all the time. And ever since, you know, my boys were little, I mean, we went there right up until, oh gosh, their first year of college. So that was what, 2018, 19. I think the last time we were in the city was 19. It was just before COVID hit. You couldn't pay me to go back into that city now. No way. The rats have taken over. I told my husband, yes, I'm like, you've got to see. I watch Cash Jordan a lot when I craft. If I'm all caught up on my crafting videos, and I've watched everyone, I'll either turn Roku on and get caught up on my Charlie's Angels or my Dick Van Dyke. So yesterday I was in my room and I was all caught up on my videos. So I turned Cash Jordan on, and it was all about the rat infestation in New York. Oh, good Lord. There were 3 million rats now they're up to that plague the city. And bed bugs are back. Ugh. So I told my husband, there is no way I am going back into that city. But that's not what I know I was talking about the weather. Oh, so yeah, so this all ties in. So we were watching Cash Jordan, and then of course, you know, we were going to, I'm just going to sop up some of this glue on the back side. I do not want this to get stuck here. So my husband said to me, you know, because of the winters, we've always talked about going, I mean, way back when we wanted to buy a condo in the Truman Annex in New York, oh my God, in Key West, Florida. And we were putting a big addition on to our house. And I told him, I said, we can't afford it. We can't afford 2 places, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So he said to me yesterday, he goes, you know, when you sell the house, or if you sell the house, where are we going to move to? I said, I'm getting a cute little apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment. I am not. Oh, he says, well, aren't we going to go to Key West? And I'm like, in your dreams. I am not. I don't want to go to Florida anymore. And then we got talking about, you know, what we could sell our house for. And he says, look, he goes, the apartments and what they're going for in New York, I'm flat. I knew it was, you know, I'm going to get a piece of parchment paper because I don't like using Eileen's, because you see how this glue is still pressing through. And I'm so afraid if I leave this on there, it's going to glue itself to the back of this and I won't be able to use. So I'm going to run and get a piece of parchment paper, and that shouldn't stick to that. I'm going to stick it behind there, and then we'll carry on with the story and the craft. All right, so I have the parchment. All right, so getting back to my tall tale here. You know, he says, well, we should be able to get you know, a good price for the house if, you know, we do sell it down the road, or, you know, after we're dead and gone, the boys can sell it. The apartments in New York City, it just blows my mind. There was they call them boxes, a box apartment. And the box apartment, it was like 25 feet long and 18 feet wide. And they said, oh, Cash says, oh, this is a great one. You know, I mean, this is spacious. He says, I put the bed, so this is the apartment. There's a small kitchen over here in the corner. And then there's a bathroom. And then you just have this big box. And he's like, oh, you know, and then maybe some windows. He goes, oh, I'd put the bed over here. $7,500 a month. I just looked at my husband. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm flabbergasted. I mean, I knew it was expensive to live in New York, live in the city. I honestly do not know how anyone makes it. I mean, you've got to make so much money. And then we saw a girl, cute little thing. She downsized. She downsized her an apartment. Her apartment was, I think she said it was 700 and something square feet. Oh my gosh. Very, very cute. She signed a 2-year lease. She pays $1,900 a month. So you do the math as far as that square footage goes. And I was just like, oh, good heavens. So basically, she has a good size living room that she lives out of. Yeah, it's incredible to me. It's mind-blowing. But if you've never seen Cash Jordan, he's got a great channel. His videos are pretty short, you know. I don't mind, even if he has a longer one. He does a few apartments at a time. I don't mind at all. I love looking at, especially when he goes into some of these old buildings and they have the old apartments. The architecture and the stairs and things like that. I just find it fascinating. See, look at this still oozing out. It's like a wound. It's like a sore that won't heal. So I'm just going to leave this parchment, and I'm not even going to put... I'm not even going to be putting the tag in there today. I'll set that aside. Then when we do the next video, I'll just insert the tag. So we have the fabric here, which I really enjoy using fabric. I just want to keep incorporating fabric in my journals because I just think it's a nice... addition, you know, change it up. Not putting a lot of the 3-in-1 on because obviously I don't want it to go through. So we'll just put that there like that. Then I can just add a little bit more glue around there if I have to. Okay, I'll leave that there. And then we're going to, I want to put that little Noel there, and I think I will. These don't really, I think what I'm going to do is, these are pretty shiny, and if you just distress them, a lot of times the ink will come off. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just off camera, because it's going to get dusty. I have a little tiny piece of sandpaper here. And I'm just going to sand around this a little bit over my basket. And then maybe I can add a little bit of distressed ink and it won't come off. Okay, I think that's good. So I roughed it up and it does make it look a little bit older. So I think when I put this around, yeah, I like that. It will stick a little bit better because it's really down to that cardboard. And I've taken that spit shine off. And I'm going to put that right here. So we will put that here. I don't know if you can hear my husband. He's practicing the stairs with his crutch. He said, I was really good this morning. He says, I knew you were sleeping in. He says, so I didn't make my coffee until I knew you were up. Because we have one of those Keurig coffee makers, which I don't like. I'd like to have my Mr. Coffee back, or I like to use my mom's percolator. And when he pushes that thing down to punch the hole in that Keurig, oh, it just sends me. He's actually woken me up some mornings. And I told him, I said, oh, either close the slider doors to the kitchen or can you just wait? Poor guy. That thing. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like, obviously, when I take out the parchment paper. But isn't that pretty? I like the fabric. I just think it adds a little bit extra in there. So maybe that might dry by the time I get that done. So let's make the little tag. And I don't have to really measure because I'm not going to be going around this. I might use this little bell on there. I don't know. We'll see. I've already picked through and used, I don't like stripes. Some of these, I don't want to use that. That would just be a pretty tag all unto itself. I might use that. Stripes again. No, stripes. This might be too much. It's between this one or that one. I was going to use this one, but this might be too much. I think I'll use this one. Okay. So we will put that there. And I want to have I don't know if I like this coming off of the bottom. But if I have it like this, then I can have the same pattern. See these half? I could cut it here to have that and have that on the bottom and have that on the top. But I'm not really going to be able to... Well, I think that'll work out okay because I don't want it too tall, only for the fact that it would interfere with the tags or the flowers. So let's cut this. That's little Daisy. My daughter-in-law just came home from work. Oh, that didn't work out very well, did it? So we'll use that. I'm going to need a tag topper. Maybe I can use a little piece of this. Maybe I can use a little tiny piece of this. So I guess I'll put that there like that, okay? Golly gosh. I need a new pin. I need a new topper here. My pin is even all gunked up with glue and I can't get that in. I just find these more annoying than anything, this silver tip. I don't know if anyone else out there has a problem with their glue, but I just really have to squeeze this. Okay. Yesterday, also, I thought it was funny. I went to Dirty John's. My girlfriend called and wanted to know if I wanted to meet her for lunch, so I said sure. So I had to drive north for about, well, it was about a 25-minute drive. And lo and behold, when we got there, she wanted to go to this ice cream parlor. It was closed. It's in a very, very tiny, very rural town. Very rural. And I would have thought she would have called to see if they were open. So then she says, well, we go to the Pea House. Well, that's the Panther Mountain House. Or calls it the Pea House. She goes, you probably won't go there, though. I go, I'd go there if they got good food. They were closed. Then she goes, well, there's a little diner up the road. We'll go to that. That was closed. And I just looked at her like, really? I said to myself, this was a total waste of gas. So she looks at me. She goes, you want to go down to New Way Lunch? I go, yeah, I'll go to Dirty John's. So Sue Gazetos, who is the owner, she's there all the time because she just runs that place. I mean, they've been in I think it's been almost 100 years now. And that was one thing that I noticed when I looked at the sign. It did say serving the public over 90 years now. So I don't know if they've reached their 100th anniversary or not. So Sue and I were chatting because I've known her forever. And I told her, I said, Sue, I gave you a nice shout out. I said, I have a YouTube channel. And I told her about the collage that I did. And I go, oh my gosh, so many memories came flooding back my way when I got talking about it. And we just got laughing. She told me the story. I don't think she'd mind if I told you this. She was dating a couple guys in high school. She hadn't met her husband yet. And now remember, Sue married into the family. So she married the son of the owner, okay? So Peter Gazetos' father is the one that started. He was John. So when Sue started dating Pete, she worked there. You know, she worked there for, you know, as she says, slinging food. So her old boyfriend didn't know that she married Peter. And he came in, he goes, oh, I still see you're slinging food. She goes, yep, I'm still slinging food. I said to her, I go, little did he know. But she says, let me tell you something. She goes, our wait staff, our waitresses, they make in tips the same amount of money that you would make in a fine dining. I says, oh, I get it, Sue. I know. She goes, I just had a girl leave here that she was sick of slinging food. And you know, I'm sure that that girl, God bless her, if she can find some place that will give her, pay her, you know, what New Way Lunch did. But I just had to laugh. Slinging. She goes, "Yep, I'm still." She goes, "You know," she goes, I've always worked the counter. She goes, "I like the customers. That's me." She goes, "I don't get tips." You know, she goes, "Sometimes I do get tips, but people will say, oh, it's the owner. We're not going to tip her." She goes, "But I will say that the money that I've made over the years," she goes, "I started socking it away with tips. All my tips." She goes, "I put all 3 of my kids through college on just my tips." I said, "I believe it." Yeah. So that tells you how busy that place is. That place is a gold mine. So to this day, she's in her late 60s. She's still slinging food. I love it. Oh, you just keep slinging that food, Sue. They're a nice couple. She's the cutest little thing. And Peter was always very handsome. But they've had a charmed life. They're both hard workers, and that's what it takes. You just don't retire, as I know, when you own your own business. You work it. Here, my husband is going to be 74, and every day, you know, I mean, it is his passion, but even with him being home, old peg leg here, he's running the ship. And it's funny because before I met my husband, he was a he went to school for hotel restaurant, and he worked in the restaurant business for a long time. But he was I told Sue, I go, "I don't know if you know this, Sue." I said, "But before Mike, you know, started the quarry and everything, and in his early days," I said, he was a state health inspector, and he used to come and he had to inspect your place down on South Street." And I said, "He always said it was just as clean as a whistle." She goes, "It still is." And she was telling me, which I didn't know, you know, she goes, the state inspectors will come in, and they use us as a model to teach the new trainees when they go into restaurants. She goes, "You know, you have to have, you know, the eggs can't be with the meat. So she says, in all our storage coolers, we have drawers, you know, the meat's on the bottom, you know, then you've got your chicken, then you got your eggs, so she says she goes, "There's a whole method. You can't just mix your food. Just stick it in the freezer like we do at home." So if you're ever in the area, in the Glens Falls area, Queensbury, always just stop at New Way Lunch. You will have the best lunch ever. All right, so this is going to be the tag that will go in here, okay? And I am going to put a little piece of fabric on top because I think that needs it. So my lunch yesterday, I had New England clam chowder. That was their soup of the day, or vegetable beef. I didn't want the vegetable beef. And I had a dog with the works, and then onion rings. That's good for my LDL. I'm like, what the heck? Oh, gosh. All right. Okay, so there's the little topper. So that will go in there like that. And then over on this page, I want to put a little thing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put, I found this cute little red, heart. Okay. And I think I will put that on here because they are definitely, I think I'll punch it from this side here. Sorry about that. I think I'll put it right about there. And we'll put that there. And then I can, hopefully, I can feed that come on, you know what I'm going to say. Feed the there we go. The fabric through it. Thank you. Okay, we got that here. So I think maybe, I don't know if I want to tie it like this. I was thinking of tying it right on the end page here. I just want to make sure that the pretty part is turned out. Yeah. And then I will just snip it like this. Take off all those pretty flowers, aren't I? There. 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 I think that's cute, just like that. And we can kind of put it on, fold it over the page. There. That's cute. So we have that on there. Okay, so that is it. We did the inside. Sorry, I'm all over the place here. We did the inside front, which I think is really cute. That's really pretty. Keeping with a theme, yet adding a little bit more. And then we added that little bit over here to tie it in. And then we have our journal card. And that will tuck right down in here like that. And we're off to a good start. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, I'd love to have you give me a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of the Christmas journal here. And leave a comment. And go back and help me decide if I'm going to do cover A or cover B. And until my next video, I'm going to be doing a little this and that, making some more collages, and we will continue to work on this throughout the Christmas season. So thanks, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.